Good afternoon, class. Today we are going to learn something about Internet worldwide, which is simply known as www and Internet Protocol IP addresses. So these are the objectives for today's lesson. Describe the Internet and the classes of the Internet addresses. Explain the Internet domain name server, simply known as DNS. Distinguish between IPv4 and IPv6 addresses, and explore the difference between Internet and World Wide Web. So, what is Internet? That's the main topic for today. Internet is a global network, as you already know. So, Internet is a global network of interconnected computers and servers that communicate with each other using standard protocols. It also allows users to access and share information, communicate with others, and using various online services. So, without the internet, you can't communicate with others, such as communicating with people from different places to another places.
Okay, so I will take it from here. Classes of internet addresses. So there are 5 categories or classes of internet addresses, and they are class A, B, C, D, and E. Class A, B, C, D, and E. And each of the class, when you take of class A have a 2 portion, that is the network portion and the host portion. So for a massive networks like huge schools, companies, and etc., its IP address range from 127. Its IP ranges from 000 point to 127.255.255.255 with a default subnet mask of 255. Number of possible hosts is 1,616,777,260. Class B internet address for medium-sized networks like small schools or a local business. Its IP ranges from 128 to 191 with a default subnet mask of 255.255. Number of possible hosts is 65,536.
Okay, so I'll continue from where the other tutor left it. Okay, we'll move on to the class C IP internet address. For this one, it's for small networks like home and tiny business. So in networking, they call it SOHO, meaning small home office, like that. And its IP address ranges from 192.0.0.0 to 233.255.255.255 with a default subnet max of 255.255.255.0. With this small network, it has a number of possible hosts of 254, which is not that much. And we move on to the class D and E internet addresses. The class D internet address or IP address is used for multicasting. Multicasting simply means that computers talking to themselves or one computer sending packets to other computers, multiple computers at a time. With this one, its IP address ranges from 244.0.0.0 to 239.255.255.255. Class E internet address is reserved for future use or experimental purposes. With this one, is most likely used for scientific projects, and its IP address ranges from 240.0.0.0 to 254.255.255.255. With the class D and class E internet address, they don't have any subnet max. So we move on to the domain name server. The domain name server or the DNS is the phone book of the internet. Humans access information online through domain names like google.com or espn.com. Web browsers interact through IP addresses so browsers can load internet resources.
Okay, I'll continue from where our colleagues reach. So we are moving to how does NDNS work. The process of NS A DNS resolution involves converting a host name, such as www.example.com, into a computer-friendly IP address, such as 192.168.11.1. Um, an IP address is given to each device on the internet, and that address is necessary to find the appropriate internet device, like a street address is used in to find a particular home. When a user wants to load a web page, a translation must occur between what a user types into their web browser, example.com, and the machine-friendly address necessary to locate the example.com web page. So we will continue from how the continue. In order to understand the process behind the DNS resolution, it's important to learn about the different hardware components and DNS query must pass between. For the web browser, the DNS lookup occurs in code behind the scene and requires no interaction from the user's computer apart from the initial request. So now we are moving to difference between IPv4 and IPv6. The difference between IP address of version types 4 and 6 can be made based on multiple features and applications, which are.
Now, I'll continue from where my brother reached. Difference between IPv4 and IPv6. The difference between IP address of version type 4 and 6 can be made based on multiple features and applications, which are difference between IPv4 and IPv6. Continue. So now we are going to continue about the IPv4 and the IPv6, the differences. In IPv4, is composed of 32-byte address length and is the fourth version of the Internet Protocol. With the IPv6, IPv6 is composed of 128 bits address length and is the latest update version of the Internet Protocol. IPv4 consists of approximately 4 billion addresses. IPv6 address consists of 320 unique decillion address. In IPv4, the case of IPv4, it has 5 types of classes: Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, and Class E. IPv6 type address do not include any class type. Thanks to Internet and World Wide Web. Internet is a global network of networks. www stands for World Wide Web. The first version of the Internet was known as ARPANET. In the beginning, www was known as NSFNet. Internet is a superset of www, and World Wide Web is a subset of the Internet.
Okay, so let's come back to our objective. I believe that this slides or this presentation has covered all of our objectives, and we'll end here, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.